This month, have you all experienced any downtime on the production line? Raise your hand. Any downtime? Okay. How many hours do you think you might have been down?
About 100 hours in some months.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else want to share? It's okay. We're all in this together. It's all right. Okay. Well, the industry average cost of downtime is $50,000 per hour. So that kind of gives you a perspective of what we're going to resolve. We're going to try to, if you raised your hand, you're not alone. This happens quite often. That's why we're trying to fix this, try to help you. So unplanned downtime is costing the industry this $50,000 per hour. So let's talk about how we can change that reality. I know you all are familiar with this, but I do want to touch on it. And that is that, you know, you live this every single day. The challenges are real and the pressure is constant. There is some chaos when this happens, and there's a lot of finger pointing that goes on during this time, and we want to try to fix that. So what's happening is your lines stop mid-run and your radio chaos erupts, everyone scrambles around, chronic failures, so the same equipment fails over and over 2 to 3 times. Certain, you know, maybe even on the same day sometimes, and at the same time it happens. Fewer techs, tighter budgets are happening currently, and then you have blame foils to the maintenance, and there's a lot of the morale. The morale is not good. Okay, so this is the daily reality of what's happening. Does this sound familiar to you all? Okay. All right, so why zero downtime matters? Safer crews, like he was talking about, Ricky was talking about earlier, number one thing, safety. You know, we want to make sure everyone is safe. So we want to achieve zero downtime isn't just about keeping machines running, it's about transforming your entire operation and giving your team the wins they deserve. So full budgets. Cut overtime costs by 20% and redirect those savings to preventive maintenance and equipment upgrades. So this is what we're going to try to accomplish. Weekends back. So we're going to eliminate emergency call-outs if those are happening. And then we're going to do calmer huddles. So shift meetings focus on facts and planning, and then not blame and firefighting that's going on. So I'm going to touch on 3 fundamentals that work. You don't need expensive sensors or any complex systems that are going on to do this. So this is something that you can take with you when you leave here today. So these 3 fundamentals deliver results immediately using the knowledge and tools you already have right now. So take your top 5 killers of what is causing you all the pain. You're going to plan and don't react, and early warnings. So this is going to be kind of repetitive. We're all in this together. Ricky's like that, and Mike over at Phoenix Contact. You're all going to see that we all are very concerned about this and want to be able to eliminate it. So by doing this, number one, we're going to track the top 5 killers. So 80% of your pain comes from 20% of your assets that you have. So stop treating every piece of equipment equally. Focus your energy where it matters most. Start a simple weekly log tracking your repeat offenders. So your conveyor bearings that seize up, might be one pump seals that leak constantly, motors that overheat, and valves that stick. So that would kind of give you an example of what to do. Then fix the root causes, stops the cycles. So once you know your top 5, you can allocate resources strategically and prevent the same failures from happening again and again. Plan and don't react. So the difference between chaos and control is timing. When you shift from emergency repairs to planned maintenance, everything changes. Your budget, your team, and the production schedule. So emergency mode, when you see this, of course, Friday 10 p.m., critical equipment fails during production run, result overtime scramble, rush repairs, line down for 6 hours, safety risk elevated. If you do planned maintenance of Wednesday at 2 p.m., Schedule repair during planned downtime window. And then result, no overtime, proper parts on hand, line never stops, and safe working conditions. So the bottom line is, same repair, different timing. One costs you thousands in overtime and lost production, and the other is just another day at work. No overtime, no chaos, no surprises, and good morale. Early warnings. Just an example. You want to catch the drift before the breakdown. Let's say there's a steel plant success story. A steel plant had a conveyor that died every Friday like clockwork. For years, they accepted it as inevitable. Emergency repairs, overtime costs, and production delays. Then they started checking vibration levels daily. They noticed the readings climbing throughout the week. Instead of waiting for Friday's failure, they scheduled repairs on Wednesday during a planned window. Result, 0 overtime since implementation, and the conveyor runs smoothly, the pattern is broken, and early detection transformed their operation. So instead of it looking like this and everybody scrambling, you're going to be looking more like this because of the vibration after. Real results. These aren't theoretical benefits. Teams implementing these 3 fundamentals, and you can do this manually yourself, seeing measurable improvements within weeks. Here's what the data shows. 40% fewer stops, so reduction in unplanned downtime events within 3 months of implementation. 20% overtime drop, so decrease in overtime costs starting in month 1, immediate budget relief. And then 15% and below downtime rate. Annual downtime percentage drops from 15 to 5 with sustained effort. So safer, calmer, predictable. That's what 0 downtime looks like for you all. Your team stops firefighting and starts winning. So what we do at Focused Apps is we scrub and clean and pull the data that you have within your production line. And we have a tool called Focus DNA. And then Focus DNA transfers these 3 fundamentals from manual tracking into an automated system. So you can actually see it, real time. So what I'm going to do real quick here, bear with me. Let's pull it up. Can y'all see that all right? Okay. Now, my tech guy was supposed to be here, so this is where I'm not. Where is he? That's what we're asking, right? But I'm going to try my best to explain what this is. And Denise just talked about the OEE. She just mentioned that. I'm going to hit on that a little bit, okay? But what we did is we just pulled some data. We don't like to show other people's data, so we can't do that. So I'm just going to give you an example. So you have your dates, and this is a 3-month date. You have your machine type that we can put in here. Your lines, 1 or 2, you got your planned category and your unplanned category. So you're going to be able to monitor on those. And then here, this operations overview summary basically is that it provides a high-level operational view of manufacturing performance, production efficiency, and downtime behavior across selected plants, lines, and machine types, and is intended for daily operational reviews and leadership level decision making. So your KPIs here is the OEE. You have availability percentage, so you can click on, let's say here, assembly station, and that's going to change. And your scrap show rate, a high OE availability means better uptime, and then scrap flags quality losses. And then you can put, like right here it says downtime reason. It'll tell you what it is. Calibration, count of downtime reason, 100%. So if you want to look at the throughput, it's telling you units per hour is 138%. It's kind of off the charts here. So total downtime minute It's 30 minutes that it was down. Okay, so you're able to monitor what's going on within this operational dashboard. So the downtime overview, where did I go here? Tracks total and unplanned downtime, and then separating planned maintenance from failures, trends, pinpoint interruption timing for root cause fixes. And then the downtime drivers breaks down top causes like calibration, high temp, vibration, and maintenance priority fixes on biggest production loss sources. So, line 1. So it kind of gives you the idea of downtime reason, throughput, and the unplanned downtime total minutes, and the scrap rate, throughput rate, availability, and the OEE. So you'll be able to monitor that. Then you go to next steps is, let's see here. I'm sorry, y'all. This is not my expertise, so I apologize. This dashboard breaks down how we use machine data to stay ahead of equipment failure and move from reactive repairs to proactive management. So if you go over here, what we did is we averaged this at 100%. So when you start seeing lines get to, so this machine here, when it hits the red, that is time to start looking into fixing the problem. And it's monitoring. This could be daily, like he was talking about earlier, monthly, weekly, whatever you wanted to do, we would be able to work on that. And you would go here and we could do it the next, it's going to show you the times it's doing in December. And why does it keep doing that? It's kind of in the same area.
And how is this accomplished through controls on each and every piece of...
We're able to pull the data that's coming from the production line and be able to show this to you on a daily basis.
So how does it break out each piece of equipment?
Just by being able to go to each equipment, we pull that from each area.
And so each separate one has to have a control on it?
It would be able, we would actually just custom right in to pull that data to do that, yeah. And then we could have it to where for anywhere. You could actually have, if you wanted to, you could be able to pull all of them and have one that just shows everything, but this way they could be managing it per production line and be able to see what to do it from there. You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, so condition monitoring, a vibration trend visual that monitors average levels against set red thresholds. It acts as an early warning system for bearing wear, imbalance, or mechanical breakdown before it becomes catastrophic. So it's just monitoring that through there. And you can do it by, like you just said, by machine, or you could have one report that we could build that would just be all of them, so you could see. And you're going to start seeing a trend of why it's happening. Why does this keep happening, like the steel company? Why was it happening every Friday? Being able to understand why that's going on. The predictive risk scoring. This tool is a standardized 0 to 100 scale that ranks every machine based on risk. So by analyzing sensor data and history, it flags exactly which machines are most likely to fail, allowing us to prioritize the most at-risk assets. And then down here, the line 1 has risk score at 30, so it's pretty low. But if you were getting into red, let's say here, line 2 at 50, you're getting a little higher up. It's going to have, tells you about the vibration alert, the motor alert, the cycle, anything that you need that you want to monitor, you'd be able to do that. And it'll tell you if it's in the red. But if it starts getting into the yellow, that's when you can start working on it. Start knowing where to go and what to do. So maintenance indicators, the tool down here is a consolidated table showing real-time alerts, vibration, motor and power, next to reliability stats like MTBF and MTTR. So the hours and the minutes. And then the benefit it gives the teams a one-stop shop to see what is alarming right now and how the machine has performed historically. And then the last one here. So the bottom line of this report is it's by combining these insights into one view, we can reduce unplanned downtime, lower repair costs, and plan replacements when the data says it's necessary. Whoops. Okay. This dashboard is Maintenance Action Plan Summary. So the dashboard that you see here represents the action-oriented layer of this company's predictive maintenance framework. It consolidates machine risk, cycle life utilization, and condition-based alerts into a prioritized maintenance action plan to guide inspections, component replacements, and downtime mitigation. So on your risk, recommend by action. Quick KPIs show high-risk machines, inspection replacement needs, and downtime hours. So that kind of gives you an idea of inspect and diagnose on the alert vibration. So you'll want to go do that. And then schedule a component replacement, because that's what you would need to do with the two reds. And then the monitor closely, you just keep monitoring it and just making sure that everything continues to run correct. And then your maintenance action plan. Let's see here. Table ranks machines by risk score and cycle life. And then each lists actions with alerts for cycle life, motor, power, and vibration. Operational value is it converts insight to actions, proactive planning, cuts unplanned downtime, and boosts ops, reliability, maintenance, teamwork. So you have 4 that are at high risk, and it tells you down here at 50%, and it'll let you know which one. Replacement required, you have 1. An inspection required 8, and then downtime risk is 74 hours that could happen. So any questions on any of that?
If it flags something and I wanted to know, like, is there like a chat you can have with someone?
We actually could build AI into this to be able to do that and be able to ask it a question, and it would
Like,
pull
what's
that.
the last thing that failed? Like,
Yes.
Like a new person something and they can look through.
Yes.
that.
Yes. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to come back here at the end of March, and we're going to have another workshop. It's going to be a lot more detailed. We're going to pull the information from the data from the EV. We don't know yet. We're going to thinking about it. We're going to have it as permission. I'm going to say we can. We're going to see. But we'll pull that and be able to show it to you how we kind of work through that, and then possibly put AI on top of that to be able to see if that's something you all would be interested in, because we usually offer a pilot to start out, build the trust, understand what's going on, and see if it makes sense for you all to do something like this. But I'm also going to email this to you all. Sorry, go ahead.
You may have answered this, and I'm part of here, and I'm sitting here in the back.
That's all right.
But the AI feature piece of it, is it looking at a library of bearings and spindles and things of that nature, and getting a baseline of a spindle, so on and so forth? Is it doing that, then saying, hey, FYI, Mr. Maintenance Man, or Maintenance Woman, do you, you're about to have a failure?
Yes.
And it'll flag it up?
Yes.
Oh, and is it also building that data in the system as well?
That is correct.
Is that
Very
right?
good. Yes, sir.
Say you put this on a bearing that's wore out, and you're building that data. The AI feature should be able to tell you, hey, it's half in its life, or you're fixing to have a failure. Is that right?
Based on the data that you will get, we'll tell you that first, and then AI is just kind of the extra bonus for that. It's going to probably give you more detail. Really, the data is what's giving you that answer. Now, got to have that first before you have true AI capability to help you with that.
But it does have a library pulling that up front.
Yes, yes. Yes, you can. We can work with you and do whatever you need to do with that. So if that's something you want to do, yes. Yeah.
And then, so how does it, can it interface with other softwares?
Yes. What we do is we can integrate into any softwares. We are a custom software company to do that. So we don't just have our own software. We actually are a custom software. So if it has open API, we can get in there and pull all that data and do what you need for it. So when we start out with the pilot, you're probably going to start out you're going to do just a little piece of information so you all can see what we can do with that, and then we just discuss what that ROI would be. We don't like to say anything yet until we get in there and see and show you. I think that's the proof in the pudding, is be able to say, here it is. See what we did. We all collaborated to get this information. Here it is, and then we can talk about ROI of what we're going to accomplish. We want to build that trust first, because you have a lot of people that are a little skeptical of it and think, that we're not doing what they need to have happen. So we try to do that pilot for you. Thank you all.
And we are back here at the summit. We were with Becky Faith, who just had her breakout session. Becky, great session. I want to talk to you a little bit about the things that you were saying in your session and why they are so important. One of the things that you covered was you talked about budget issues, right, in organizations due to downtime. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yes, and in the manufacturing world, you find that when the production line goes down, on an average, it's $50,000 an hour that they are losing.
Wow.
So we talk about that in depth.
So the downtime, it's not just downtime. You are hemorrhaging money.
You are hemorrhaging money.
You are hemorrhaging money.
That is correct. That is correct. So we really focus on trying to eliminate that. At Focused Apps, we do that through data and being able to be proactive instead of reactive, so that does not occur. That downtime does not occur.
Tell me a little bit more about safety and safety issues, because that was one of the things that you were highlighting in your breakout session. Just tell us a little bit more about that, why that's so important.
Well, definitely, I think that's probably number one, is we want to make sure that everyone in the manufacturing company is safe. And how we do that is by providing the data to show that, hey, this part may be breaking. We don't want to wait till it does break. So we want to make sure that we are ahead of the game, making sure we're proactive.
You're focused on getting out in front of it before there's a safety issue.
Absolutely. So then you don't have to worry about safety as much.
And if the part doesn't break, then we're not worried about safety. We're not worried about the line going down. We're not worried about hemorrhaging $50,000 an hour.
Absolutely. Let's be proactive instead of reactive.
I love that. Now, tell me, how does all of this then fit into the subject you were talking about morale?
Well, a lot of times what happens when there's downtime, there's a lot of finger pointing. Everybody's kind of angry.
So we don't even want to give them the chance. We don't even want them to give the chance to point a finger, right?
And we don't want them to have to come in from their weekend off and come in and be angry about having to be there all the time because there's issues with it going down.
Well, if somebody wants to know more about Focused Apps and what you do, where do they go?
Okay, you would just reach out, or I would go out to our website at focusedapps.com and just look at what we've done, some of our business cases, and you can reach out to me, Becky Faith, Director of Business Development at Focused Apps. Thank you.